Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Kobe Bryant's sister and Coco Gauff's dad expressed frustration as Gilbert Arenas accuses Aya Wilson and company of jealousy over Angel Reese. In the swirling intersection of sports, fame, and social media, tensions often boil over when public perception tangles with private emotion. That's exactly what happened this week, when NBA veteran Gilbert Arenas set social media ablaze with a polarizing accusation that members of Team USA, including WNBA superstar Aya Wilson, were showing signs of jealousy toward Angel Reese. The former LSU standout, known for her unapologetic swagger and fierce competitiveness, has been under intense scrutiny since rising to fame. But this time, the controversy took a deeply personal turn when two unlikely voices entered the chat: Kobe Bryant's sister, Sharia Washington, and Coco Gauff, father of tennis phenom Coco Gauff. And they weren't holding back. Gilbert's firestarter, Gilbert Arenas, never one to mince words, took to his podcast to voice what he claimed was an obvious vibe of passive-aggressive jealousy from WNBA veterans, particularly aimed at Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. But it was his singling out of Aya Wilson and her teammates that poured gasoline on the fire. Let's be real, Angel and Caitlin are box office. But the problem is, some of the vets can't handle not being the spotlight anymore. Arenas said, "You can see it in their body language. It's not love, it's competition masked as mentorship." Almost instantly, the comment sparked a tidal wave of backlash and debate. Aya Wilson's fans rushed to her defense, insisting she's always been a consummate professional and team player. Others accused Arenas of creating unnecessary division, especially when the league is enjoying one of its most high-profile summers in decades. Enter the sister of a legend. While the WNBA community wrestled with Arenas' words, Sharia Washington, the sister of the late, great Kobe Bryant, took to Instagram with a message that flipped the narrative. "Kobe always taught me, the real ones don't dim someone else's light just to shine. Angel Reese is doing what she's supposed to do, be herself. Confident, loud, proud. If that threatens people, that's their issue." Sharia wrote, "Some of these vets forgot how hard it is being young and great at the same time." Sharia rarely weighs in on basketball drama, but her connection to greatness gives her words weight. Kobe was known for mentoring and encouraging women athletes, especially in the WNBA. For Sharia to publicly support Angel was seen as a signal. Bryant blood recognizes authenticity. Her message was not just about defending Angel Reese, but also a gentle reminder of what the late Mamba stood for: pushing boundaries unapologetically, embracing pressure, and showing up no matter who tries to dim your flame. Coco Gauff's courtside perspective. Meanwhile, in a surprising crossover from tennis to basketball, Coco Gauff, father of tennis star Coco Gauff, shared his thoughts in a now-viral Twitter thread. "I see the same thing happening to Angel Reese that happened to my daughter Coco. The moment a young black woman walks into the spotlight on her terms, folks try to humble her. Why?" In one tweet, Gauff managed to unite two different worlds, tennis and basketball, under a shared reality: the burden of young black excellence being policed, criticized, and dissected under the public microscope. He continued, "Angel's not asking for permission to shine. That's what makes people uncomfortable. But like Coco, she's earned every ounce of her moment. Don't dim it because it doesn't look like what you expected." Gauff's words struck a chord not just because of his parenting wisdom, but because Coco Gauff has lived it. From being called too emotional to being dismissed early in her career despite massive achievements. Corey's insight into the pressures of early fame gave his defense of Angel a broader, deeper resonance. The larger conversation, jealousy or misunderstanding. The issue isn't as black and white as jealousy. The generational divide in sports often comes with friction. The older guard built their careers in an era without social media, without endorsement gold mines for rookies, and without the viral wave that athletes like Reese and Clark now ride. Some believe that the jealousy accusation, while bold, ignores the more nuanced reality that veteran players are adjusting to a new spotlight distribution. Aya Wilson has been dominant for years, yet it took viral clips and off-court personality from newcomers to push the WNBA into mainstream cultural conversations. That shift, though thrilling for the league's future, can feel like erasure for those who toiled without the limelight. Angel Reese, center of the storm, calm in the chaos. Through it all, Angel Reese remains Angel Reese, confident, vocal, and unshaken. After the comments and the flurry of opinion, Reese posted a single message on X, formerly Twitter. Can't dim a light that's meant to shine. That was it. No names. No subtweets. Just a quiet assertion of self-worth that echoed louder than any soundbite. It's the kind of poise that suggests she's taking lessons not just from coaches, but from a wider circle of mentors, supporters, and fans who see her not just as a basketball player, but as a symbol of new age athlete empowerment. Coco Gauff speaks up. Later in the week, Coco Gauff was asked about the controversy in an interview after practice in Miami. I haven't met Angel in person yet, but I see myself in her a lot, Gauff said. She's passionate. She shows emotion. People want us to be robots sometimes, but that's not how champions are made. When asked about her father's comments, Coco smiled. He's always going to ride for people he sees fighting the same fight. And I think that's what Angel's doing, showing girls it's okay to be more than what people expect. A culture shift in real time. This moment, with athletes across sports and generations coming to Angel Reese's defense, feels like more than just a week of viral headlines. It's part of a culture shift where family, legacy, and truth-telling converge. Sharia Washington invoked Kobe's memory, not just as a brother, but as a principal. Coco Gauff reminded us that behind every young star is a family navigating the complexity of fame and identity. And Gilbert Arenas, knowingly or not, sparked a necessary dialogue about how we treat the next generation of greatness. Whether the reaction is called jealousy, discomfort, or generational tension, one truth remains clear. Angel Reese is not going away. And the people who matter, from legendary bloodlines to modern icons, are making sure her flame keeps burning, bright and proud. Final whistle. In a sports world too often divided by ego, race, and tradition, this story is a rare reminder of what unity looks like. Not in silence, but in outspoken support. Not in agreeing with everything, but in defending the right to be unapologetically great. Angel Reese doesn't need to be anyone's favorite to be undeniable. And with the likes of Kobe Bryant's sister and Coco Gauff's father in her corner, she's more unstoppable than ever. In the fiery heart of American sports culture, drama isn't confined to the game clock. Sometimes, the loudest shots aren't made on the court. They're fired on podcasts, Twitter threads, and Instagram lives. That's where this story unfolds, in the chaotic intersection of legacy, pride, and the protective fire of family. It began with a spark. Former NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas, never shy with a hot take, lit the internet ablaze on a steamy July afternoon. Speaking on his podcast, No Chill with Gilbert, he casually dropped a nuclear line while discussing Angel Reese's breakout year with the Chicago Sky. I don't care what anyone says. Aya Wilson and her crew don't like the spotlight being taken from them. Angel Reese? She's marketable, loud, unapologetically herself. And that threatens people who've been running the league quietly for years. It's jealousy, plain and simple. The comment rippled across social media. Fans gasped. Some cheered, others dragged him in the quote tweets. But while WNBA stars and media figures dissected his take, two unlikely voices stepped forward, bringing emotion, history, and perspective with them. Sharia Bryant, Kobe Bryant's sister. Coco Gauff, father of tennis phenom Coco Gauff. Two parents, two warriors behind the scenes, and both fed up. Sharia Bryant. Do not rewrite the playbook on hard-earned success. Sharia Bryant has always been a quiet strength in the world of sports. Though her brother Kobe was an international icon, Sharia's pride wasn't in being a sibling to a legend. It was in carrying on his legacy with humility and advocacy. So when Gilbert's comments painted Aya Wilson and fellow veterans as jealous, she took to Instagram Live. Wearing a crisp Mambasita hoodie, she spoke with a calm fire. Let me tell you something about legacy, about being great, especially as a black woman in sports. My brother taught me that true greatness never hates. It motivates, it uplifts, it builds. She paused, letting the weight of her words settle. I know Aya. I've seen her work. I've seen her passion. Don't reduce her success to bitterness. She built her name from nothing, with blood, sweat, and tears. We can celebrate Angel without throwing dirt on others who've paved the way. Her comments sent a wave of support through the WNBA community. Former stars like Swin Cash and Tamika Catchings reposted her clip. Fans created side-by-side highlight reels of Aya and Angel, showcasing the generational brilliance both brought to the game. But another voice, more unexpected, joined the conversation from a completely different corner of the sports world. Coco Gauff. Stop pitting strong black athletes against each other. Coco Gauff had seen this play before. His daughter, Coco, had burst onto the tennis scene with the electricity of a summer storm, powerful, unpredictable, awe-inspiring. He had watched her receive both adoration and subtle resentment, watched the media crown and crucify her within the same tournament, watched her victories be compared, not celebrated, against those of Serena Williams, Naomi Osaka, and others. So when Gilbert Arenas began framing Angel Reese as a new queen dethroning jealous old guards, Coco Gauff couldn't stay quiet. He posted a video to Twitter/X, a rare move for the usually behind-the-scenes dad. We've got to cut this out. I've watched Coco get pitted against players she admires, as if there's only one seat at the table for black excellence. That's not how legacy works. He leaned into the camera, pointedly. I'm proud of Angel Reese. She's showing young girls you can be powerful and unbothered. But let's not throw shade at Aya Wilson while we celebrate that. This isn't Highlander. More than one can rise, and that's what real leadership looks like. Within hours, Coco Gauff quote-tweeted her dad with a simple message. Facts. Blackheart # support each other. Angel's poise. Aya's silence. Amidst the swirling noise, both stars at the center remained notably calm. Angel Reese posted a cryptic message. Been underestimated. Now they gotta over-explain. I'm good though. Relieved face #BayouBarbie. Meanwhile, Aya Wilson, who had just come off a 30-point, 15-rebound performance, stayed radio silent. No tweets. No reposts. Just business as usual. But that silence didn't stop her teammates from rallying behind her. Kelsey Plum tweeted, Ain't nobody jealous. We just hoopin'. Let Angel shine. But don't come at Aya with BS narratives. Chelsea Gray added, Been writing for Aya since SC. Still writing. Real ones know the truth. The Sky Las Vegas Aces game, already a must-watch WNBA matchup, suddenly took on the gravity of a cultural moment. The collision game, Reese versus Wilson. Ticket sales skyrocketed. ESPN pushed the game to primetime. Courtside seats sold out in minutes. Twitter dubbed it the Royal Rumble of respect. But when tip-off came, what viewers saw wasn't bitterness, it was brilliance. Aya Wilson dominated early, commanding the paint like a queen defending her crown. Angel Reese responded with a fearless drive, a mid-range jumper, and her signature too-small celebration. They traded buckets, glances, muted words. By the fourth quarter, the scoreboard didn't matter. What mattered was the mutual respect forming in every rebound, every defensive stand, every fist bump after a foul. After the final buzzer, Aya walked straight to Angel. No cameras, no words, just a nod. Angel returned it, and in that moment, the feud narrative fractured. The legacy of unity. In the days following, Gilbert Arenas doubled down. I said what I said, he declared. I see the game for what it is. People can be uncomfortable if they want. But for most fans, his take had aged poorly. The movement that followed wasn't fueled by division, but by unity. Sharia Bryant joined Coco Gauff for a panel on ESPN's Outside the Lines, discussing legacy and the black athlete. They spoke of their siblings, their children, and the cost of always being compared in a world that seldom celebrates more than one black success story at a time. Corey said it best. My daughter doesn't want to be the next Serena. She wants to be the first Coco. Just like Angel wants to be Angel, not Aya. Let's stop acting like there's only one crown. A final reflection. Sports are more than competition. They're mirrors of our culture, reflecting our insecurities, our triumphs, our bias, and our growth. What began as a divisive soundbite ended with something deeper, a reminder that the greatness of one does not diminish the other. That legacy isn't a ladder, it's a bridge. And sometimes, when tempers flare and words fly, it takes the quiet strength of family to reset the narrative and protect the legacy from being rewritten.